To all clerks, and good afternoon and welcome to our board meeting of Stockton Unified District, May 20, 2022, a special board meeting. Call the meeting to order. Christina will read the sentence under the public context.
Thank you, Madam President. In order to help assure compliance with the Brown Act and in order to make our board meetings more effective and more efficient, trustees will speak only when recognized, and trustees who speak on a topic other than the agenda item currently under consideration will be out of order and will be subject to having their microphone muted. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Item 1.2, roll call. Christina will be taking the roll call.
Thank you, Madam President. President Cecilia Mendez,
Present.
Vice President Zulueta,
Present.
Clerk Rico,
Present.
Trustee Maria Mendez, Trustee Avalar,
Present.
Trustee McBrien, Trustee Flores. Please note, Trustee Maria Mendez is absent and Trustee Angel Ann Flores is absent. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Christina. Now we go to item 1.3, oral suggestion. Event will be announced public comments guidelines.
Madam President, we currently have one public comment, and it's pertaining to agenda item 2.2 from Mr. Justin Grant.
Thank you. The microphone, yes.
On testing, is that good? That better? All right, good afternoon, Superintendent, Board, and fellow SUSD people. I'm Justin Grant. I'm a teacher over at Franklin High School. At this point in time, I have been on the bargaining team, the past bargaining team. I spent about 10 years doing so. And I just wanted to speak a little bit about Stockton Unified's budget. My understanding thereof, some months ago, concept of time got even worse over COVID. I'm at a small group meeting with Mr. Battle, our current chief business officer, and a few others. And we have a PowerPoint. I'm pretty sure you've all seen the PowerPoint about last year, how we started off, the sky was falling. We had, the expenditures were really high, revenues were really low. And as the year went through, and I think the word was, we got lucky last year that we didn't have to be in person and we got to save all this money and the sort. And that was what the PowerPoint was. And I just I was just looking at this year's second interim report, and the same thing happened this year. We were expected at the July 1st budget for this year, we were expected to be $15 million less at the end of this year than we started. And in actuality, by the second interim report, we're going to be $26 million in the clear, higher than we started with. So it's, again, the same kind of thing. Did we get lucky again? And I brought it up at the end of the meeting with Mr. Battle that over the last 15 years, that's pretty much how it's always been. And a little bit more for myself. Mr. Battle I did meet with. Before him, I've met small group with Ms. Susan Montoya. I met small group with Michelle Huntoon. I met small group with Lisa Grant Dawson. I met small group with Wayne Martin. And back in 2011, I believe I met small group with Jason Willis. So that's 6 years, the sixth chief business officer I've met with. Along with that, I've spent summers down at UCLA taking school finance. I've done for some college credit. Like, I've studied this a lot and with other CTA people. I made a really high-end chart. This is my super high-end chart, everybody. And it shows we start in the red in the first interim report, or the July 1st adopted budget, and then the expenditures generally trickle downward. Sometimes they go up, but in relationship to the revenue almost always goes up, and we always start looking like this and then looking like this. At the bottom, it says, pick your year. For the last 15 years, pick your year. There's only 3 years that this doesn't happen. It's sometimes there's a few little anomalies. Even through those lean years, we saved money. It went up. Complex chart. I asked Mr. Battle to make it with his staff. I'm just a regular person. I can't ask that. Please, school board, if you want to see a more official one, he has easy access to the data. I didn't want to go through all that. I just learned about this meeting a little bit ago. Mr. Battle does a great job, as did all the past chief business officers. Their job is to save money so we don't lose finances.
Yeah, we wanted to hear you a little bit. Continue, continue.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we don't lose finances. So really, he does a great job. We're saving. We're in the clear. That's great. His job is not to educate the kids. That's the teacher job, and your job to make sure teachers can do that. Teachers, to get teachers in our classroom, we need to be able to attract and retain teachers. And so I want to commend Mr. Battle. Great job. I mean, that gets a little, I didn't go to the 55% vote. I don't think we need to do it. I don't think we need to worry about it. In the last little bit, the district, the last couple of years, and again, I just found out about this meeting. I spent a little bit making this fancy chart. The COLA that is given to local education agencies is roughly 12.5% over the last 2 years, since the STA has received around 4% salary adjustment. I don't think raise is proper when COLA has been designated at 12.5%. We've only had 4. The district is sitting on over 8% that is funded. It's COLA. That's cost of living adjustment from Sacramento Department of Education. And so that's every little fund has gone up that much. And that, I'm not on the bargaining team anymore. Yeah, I can be a financial consultant, but I just like look at some of these numbers. And then also just to consider, we have over an 80% unduplicated count in our district. How local control funding formula works, we receive extra revenue for every student, you know, the foster English language learner and socioeconomic disadvantaged, over 80%. With that combined up, we're one of the bigger school districts in the state with over almost 40,000-ish kids. Put those together, we had from the inception of LCFF, the application thereof, we have increased our percentage of revenue more than just about any district in the state. There's only a couple, like probably top 5 in the whole state. And to say we can't just apply the COLA to attract and retain teachers, I think is misleading, which brings back, we definitely are going to go bankrupt if we keep saving almost 200 million. That's the end of this year. And it's probably going to be different. Usually the unaudited actuals, actually the green goes higher and the red goes lower. This is by the second interim report. 197 million, I think, when we need to have 16.6, 20 would be cool, 30, even 40 million in reserve for economic uncertainty, not 200. That is a really high number.
We wanted to thank you, you know, a little bit extra
All right, thank
time,
you.
and we're going
Greatly
to move on.
appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Madam President, we have one more public comment.
Yes.
Commenter by the name of Henry Medina.
I just walk up here. Never done this before.
Yes, you can start.
I hope you're all doing good today. Like I said, I work at El Concilio. So I guess to start off, my name is Henry. I work at El Concilio. I'm in their COVID-19 canvassing program. I was a lead at one point when the program ended. It's still continuing. It's just a different lead. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for your time today. I'd just like to say that, I guess to start off, I'm personally a bit upset at the fact that this meeting was held at this time at 2 p.m. There's a lot of teachers who are still teaching who can't come to this meeting when they should be. You know, this is the district board. It represents the teachers. Students themselves can't come because they're in school, obviously. Apart from that, people in the community, a lot of us work 9-to-5 jobs. I luckily had the day off today. I had COVID 2 weeks ago and I just recovered, sorry. And the fact that I had to still squeeze in time to come here, you know, I almost came on my bike because I didn't have a car, but luckily I did. And the fact that it's at this time is, it's really hurtful and it's upsetting because this should be a meeting which almost all of the community should be able to come to, not just a select few or a lucky few like myself and everybody behind me. It feels as it's almost deliberately done. I'm sure that may not be the case. I'm sure you all have good intentions, but that's the way it feels. And I'm sure many people who couldn't come to this meeting feel the exact same way. And you don't have to obviously apologize to me or anybody else, or not to me specifically, but to the community themselves. At least give them an explanation as to why it was done at this time, and especially at such a late notice. Because I had only found out about this, I think, last night. It wasn't really promoted at all. I feel that that should be changed for future meetings. And, you know, it's hurtful to the community and the staff at SUSD that they weren't able to come here. Another personal gripe of mine is that it's very hard to get into contact with your board member. My board member for my area is Cecilia Mendez. I haven't seen her face in a while. The last time that I heard of her or even saw her was, I believe, before the election for Mayor Lincoln and Tubbs back in 2020, I believe. And that was when she was asking for my vote, which is fine. You know, people ask for votes. But ever since then, haven't heard from her since. When I email her about things that are going to be happening in the board meetings or changes that are rumored to be happening, I try to get into contact with her, not a word from her. So if better contact to the community can be done, that'd be very much appreciated. It'd go a long way. And I feel that the community would trust the board a lot more if at least my specific board member, I don't know how it is for your areas, as long as the board members can be a bit more responsive to the community and actually hear what they would like to be changed or to be continued upon.
Thank you. Thank you for your comment.
Would it be, excuse me, would it be possible?
Madam President, that concludes all public comments. Back to you.
Thank you. Now we go to 1.4, announces board concern in closed session, and they're gonna be by my Vice President, Mr. Solera.
Thank you, Madam President. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, excuse me. The items that we will consider in closed session are item 2.1, action item, public employee appointment, certificated, leave of absence, resignation, retirement, appointment. 2.2, action, conference with labor negotiator. 2.3, action, public employee discipline dismissal release. 2.4, public employee performance evaluation superintendent. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Solera. Now we're gonna go to recess to close session, and it's gonna be back to Yvette. Thank you.
The board will now recess to closed session. Upon return from closed session, all microphones will remain muted until the board president reconvenes to open session. Thank you.
Mr. Henry. I just wanted to let you know that we decided to have this meeting at this time today because we have an event later this afternoon. But yeah, we can hear your concerns, and the best thing that we can do is just try to hear the community. Thank you for being here today. And also I wanted to address that sometimes I didn't respond emails from my from people who send me like emails threatening me. If they send me an email with respect, I lovely answer those emails. But if it comes from someone who's treating me like you're not doing this, you're doing this wrong, I'm not answering those emails. Thank you.
Good afternoon, and we are back. Item 3. Reconvene to public session. Item 4.1, pledge of allegiance by Cristina Alejo.
Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have item 4.2, action taken in closed session. It's gonna be by our Vice President, Raymond Solera.
Thank you, Madam President. Good afternoon, everyone, once again. The items that we considered in closed session are item 2.1, motion to approve the public employee appointment certificated. The motion carried unanimously, 5-0 with 2 absences. The absences are trustees Flores and Maria Mendez. We also had item number 2.3, public employee discipline dismissal release. There was a motion to release an assistant principal, and the motion carried motion carried unanimously with 2 absences. The absences were trustees Flores and Maria Mendez. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you. Now we have item 5.1, Oral suggestions, Yvette will be reading the public comments and guidelines.
Madam President, we have no public comment at this time. Back to you.
Thank you. Now we have item 6.1, adopt the district initial proposal to California School Employees Association and the Delta Valley Chapter 821 CSEA for successful contract negotiations for the year of 2022, 23, 2023, 24, 2024, 25 fiscal years, and to authorize the district negotiation team to proceed with negotiation. We need a first and a second. We have a first and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. Do you have any more discussion? Anybody have any more discussion? Hearing none. Ready for vote?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries unanimously 5-0 with 2 absences. The absences are trustees Flores and Maria Mendez. Back to you, Madam President.
Thank you, Vice President Zuleta. 7.1 adjourned. Yvette will read the order's announcements. This meeting is adjourned.
As soon as the board president adjourns, this meeting will be disconnected. Thank you.